Hello, everyone. I am delighted to be here, joined today for our Lady Diversity Power launch special with the one and only Toni Lontis. Welcome, Toni.
Hello, Karen. I'm delighted to be here.
Yay! We always love getting together.
We do. We have so much fun when we get together. I love chatting to Karen, and she's one busy woman, and having a few moments of her time is such a joy. Let me just say that.
Happy busy. Is that right, Toni? Happy
Yes,
busy. Making
happy
magic
busy.
happen.
Happy busy. Absolutely.
For those of you who don't know Toni, and if you don't, well, like, where have you been? But for those of you who don't know Toni, I'm going to read a little bit of her blurb so you can get to know her and this amazing woman and the amazing work that she does. So, Toni Lontis is an international radio and TV host, best-selling author, speaker, and visionary. She's quietly entered the entrepreneurial world in 2019 post-publication of her memoir, Resilience. Highly recommend your memoir, by the way, Toni.
Oh,
And
thank
from
you.
these humble beginnings, she grew a love of interviewing businesses and people about life, business, and the universe. And her interview style has taken the world by storm. Toni has multiple live streaming TV shows and a series of co-hosted business shows. She has just launched her own TV network, Everyday Women's Network, and is hoping to launch its partner network, the Everyday Network, in 2023, proving age, dysfunction, and disability should never be a barrier to follow your dream. Can I just clap that?
Oh, Karen.
You are an
Thank
inspiration.
you.
You truly, truly are. So today, as we could just talk about all of your things, but today we are going to talk a little bit about the theme of your chapter. Now, please don't give away the contents. Let's just
I
talk
won't.
about the theme of your chapter, which is women, diversity, and media. So can we talk to you
Mm.
about that? You know, you're in visual media. I'm in book publishing. So can
Mm.
you talk to us about that, Toni?
So, from my perspective, it's about raising the voices and perspectives of women across the globe. Now, if you're a woman, you recognize that we're a long way from equality yet. And so, one of my great visions is to try and equalize that by having a female only network or female centric content supported by the men or the masculine that help women do what they do. Traditional media is not good at highlighting our stories, our visions, our triumphs, all the bad things that happen to women. The top rating shows across the world are occupied by men. Traditional TV networks are male centric. And so, from my humble perspective, I just wanted to be able to create a change in the way that we view and think about women and the way that the world thinks about women. And to do that, we need to be present in media. And with the rise of the technology that we have in this day and age, we're able to do that, and we're able to actually take on a more non-traditional approach to traditional media. So that's my small vision for the future, and to get to this point and to launch a platform has been one big, scary, audacious goal and deal, but I'm so glad that we're at this point. So my job now is to raise and champion women across the globe, whatever they do, however they do that. And I'm very much hoping, and I know that Karen will be part of that process as well, because she's equally passionate about telling people's stories. And that's all it is. It's just about telling people's stories, be that in business, life, whatever it is. Your perspectives are important, and that's how we change the trajectory of the world. Again, I think women, particularly our age group, Karen, we've got a really important place in the next 10 years, the next decade is going to be powerful for women. And I want to help women realize that their voice matters, that their story matters, that their perspective matters. And the best way I know how to do that is to create my own network. And that's what we've done.
Well, do you know what, Tony? There's so much there, really and truly, and we have like 5 minutes left. But one thing I want people to realize, I know what it takes to build a network that you have built, like the amount of work that goes in to build it and to build the momentum for it and the visibility for it, and then to stand and say you're sharing women's voices, these important stories that are paving the way for future generations, because stories are what help people connect, to heal,
Absolutely.
to educate, to learn. We learn from each other, and we can rise each other up through stories, and we can share, and people will resonate with something with somebody, that it will shift something within them, and they won't be the same
Absolutely.
person again. It just ignites something. It's powerful. And to
And
have that
it
platform, Tony.
has the power to change. So those small conversations have a ripple effect across the globe that is important. And it ripples right up to that leadership level that has the power to make change in our global infrastructure, in our global conversations. Women start that conversation, and we need to champion them to do that.
And I have to admit, you're so inspiring, as in, like, you chose TV, and you've spoken before about, when you had a part of your
Yeah.
face that, and like, I don't, I think that you're just beautiful and you shine, and it's all part of your gorgeousness and how you should project online. But you never let it stop you. You just, the call was loud to show up and be that catalyst for story, and you just show up, you put all the groundwork in, all the investment in, and all of the things to get it to this level. And now you're celebrating the launch of your Everyday Women's Network. Like, that is huge. It's huge, Tony, and I just
and,
want
and
everybody to realize that.
And it's scary, Karen. Don't think for a moment that this is easy, or it isn't. It's, as a middle-aged woman with the background that I have, it's scary every day. But bigger than that is that vision of and belief in women's voices and their perspectives having the ability to change the world. I have no doubt. So that's what drives me every morning. It sits above my camera. It's not a physical thing, it's an image and a vision. And I see it every time I look
Yeah.
at the camera. There it is. I can't do it alone. I need to partner with amazing women across the planet. And that's what I intend to do. The team and I intend to do.
That was the quote I gave Hazel, was that when women come together, like, amazing things happen. It's the
They do.
unitedness, the collaborations is where it all happens.
Yes.
One of the a thing that just comes to mind that I'm curious about, Tony. Whenever you've got an interview, or you've got a episode lined up to, like, you can be prepared as much as you can for an episode, but, like, I'm sure that magic happens in those episodes, and you always go so much deeper or wider than you can ever imagine, and each episode just be so special, doesn't it?
I was actually like, that's one of the gifts I've found later in my life. Like, the realization that when I'm in an interview and I'll have done all the research and I'll have all the knowledge, but there'll be a quiet voice in the back of my head that goes, ask this, talk about this. And I'll go, okay, and do it. And that's where the magic happens. And the discovery of that at my age, it just blows me away. I'm so grateful, Karen, because I never would have discovered that had I not fearlessly gone on this track that I'm on at the moment.
Oh, the fearlessness, isn't it? We've talked about that. Like, fear can stop people in their tracks from moving forward.
Oh,
But I
yeah.
think for us, when we got the call, it's more the fear of not doing it and
Yeah.
having the regrets that
That's
ends up
becoming
overcoming
greater
it.
now than the fear of
Yes.
actually doing it was before.
Yeah, amazing. Toni Lontis, thank you so much for joining me today. Everyone, be sure to go and grab your copy of Lady Diversity Power. You can go and find links all over the world to get it if you go to www.kmdbooks.com/Lady Diversity Power, and you will find this interview and all other interviews on there too. Toni, thank you
Please
so
grab
much.
your copy, everyone. Karen, I love spending time with you. Thank you for your interview today.
Thank you so much for joining me.